What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Money, and we're back at it again with another one. And I just want to quickly touch this topic of Gayton McKenzie, the Patriotic Alliance leader and founder of a good a political party that is more focused on the colored um, people and unapologetically so. And I think also it's don't want to say a good thing, but colored people are of course neglected by most parties, and they will always be the outsiders looking inside type of a thing in terms of belonging. And in their PA, they have found themselves at home. So Gayton McKenzie, as we know, he is no longer the mayor of this place that he was a mayor at, small place somewhere in the Northern Cape. He has now he is now apparently a free man who's looking for a job. He's looking for the mayoral position of Johannesburg. Of course, he's not going to get that, but he's saying he's going to be traveling every single month until the next election, going and seeing places. Excuse me, seeing places and then experimenting, just researching and spreading the word of the PA around South Africa. Excuse me, what's wrong with me? Anyway, so his first visit, ironically, he was invited by one of his white friends to Orania, and he went to Orania. And as you guys know, colored people like standing on the fence. They don't want to accept that they are black, and they are not accepted or in accepted by white people as whites. So they find themselves in the middle. Gayton McKenzie's mother is a Sotho woman. His father is colored. So he finds himself in a difficult position where he's not fluent in Sotho, his mother tongue is supposed to be, but now he's going with a language where Afrikaans actually is a white man's language. You understand? And when we go back and go back and we are honest with ourselves, it came about rape that the black sisters were taken by force and slept with the white settlers, and then the colored race came about. That is the honest truth. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you can go debate somewhere. So he goes to Orania and says there's some things that he likes about Orania. There's some things that he does not like about Orania. He gets a red carpet welcome from Orania, books in advance, and finds himself getting a tour in Orania. You understand? You always see people on Facebook posting the streets of Orania. Orania has got gravel roads. Orania only has got 3,000 people staying there. They've got gravel roads. It's not up to par the way people would like to display it. But Orania is not going to advertise the thing that makes them look bad. They're only going to advertise the good. Anyway, before I jump into more stuff, let's just listen a little bit to what he's saying.
You are short code for racism. When I hear the name Orania, I would hear racism. I grew up knowing that, all these years we knew that Orania is a racist place. But I've not heard from the side of the Oranians, the people from Orania. So I said, let me come and see for myself, because I'm a leader of people. And a leader does not have the right to just judge. A leader can't just judge and give an uninformed opinion. A leader must get both opinions, both sides of the story. So I now came to ask some questions. I came to see for myself, and I'm not a man that's easily fooled. So I'm going to share with you the good and the bad. But I must also say to you, like what I said to Vicky last night, Vicky said, wow, everybody is so friendly. Wow, we're sleeping here tonight. We're sitting at restaurants. We're being served. I said to him, you cannot make that the everyday experience. Firstly, the people of Orania knew I'm coming. Secondly, in fact, they booked the hotels for us. And we said, we'll just send them money for them. So they knew we're visiting. They knew that I'm here and they know I've got a profile. So I'm not going to make our experience the experience of every black man that might come here. So I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying how I was treated. Celebrate Geloftedag. They ask you, they got other holidays also that we don't have. Now, I don't agree with what they're telling me. I think they are not being honest with me. I think they don't own the fact that they don't want black people here. They only want Afrikaners here. They don't say it, but they'll bullshit through a lot of rules, but which makes it virtually impossible for for a colored or a black or an Indian to live here. Let me get that out of the way. Is that right or is that wrong? So I confronted them with it in our private dinner we had. And I said to them, you must own it. Own the fact that you don't want black people here. Own it. I might not agree with it, but own it. Own it that you want to be amongst your people. But don't come with vetting and with what. Just say straight. Put on the paper and say, I don't care. Come out and say, you don't want, because that, I think they beat around the bush, but it's true what you're saying.
So for me to say there is a good part and a bad part of Orania, let's look at the good and let's look at the bad and let's learn from what these people are doing. For me, if you start by saying you don't accept black people, already for me, I don't want to listen to the rest of your sentence. White Afrikaners, if you are watching this channel, you are not from South Africa. You are settlers that came here by ship. This land is not yours. It will never be yours. It will never feel like home. You might be born here and your great grandparents might be born here, but you are not the son of the children of the soil. And that's the honest truth. You are South Africans as per legal right. That is correct. But when you speak about Africans, you are not part of that denomination. Coming to this land, whether you bought it, stole it, or took it by force or whatever, and claiming that you want to have your own corner where other races are not allowed is pure, utter nonsense. Not in this country. You are just lucky that we have a government that does not care about its people and its inheritance, and that cares about you. This nonsense and this narrative that Afrikaans is under danger, the Afrikaners are under. Afrikaans is the most protected language in South Africa. From 1994 up until today, Afrikaans is the most protected language in terms of school, in terms of heritage. I don't see anyone troubling any Afrikaner people. Look at the Khoisan people. They've been at the Union building protesting for how many years to be recognized as an official language. And that is not happening with the government of today. The original people of this soil, the Khoisan people, have been sidelined. And now you're speaking to someone, Gayton McKenzie, who stays in Northern Cape. I stay in Northern Cape. I work around Colesberg, DR. We have a nature reserve in What's the river now? What's the river? Ash, I almost want to say Oreskloof. I know it's not Oreskloof. Fi- okay, I'm gonna remember the name now of the nature reserve that we have that side. Vanderkloof Dam. There's the name. Next to Vanderkloof Dam, I went there. I know. I passed Orania. One time with my friends, I passed Orania and we parked at the petrol station. Orania is situated in the middle of a national road. It's two parts of Orania, this side and this side, but in the middle is a national road, and they've got I think I've posted the video somewhere on my video somewhere. I'll look for it. If I can't find it, please forgive me. Um, I parked at Orania's petrol garage, and those people refused to serve me. It could be because I was driving a government vehicle and it's obviously branded to the Department of Agriculture and all of it. They just looked at us and shake their head. The welcome that you got, you rightfully say so, is not the welcome that everyone gets in Orania. Orania, on paper, is the most racist place you can get in South Africa. I don't want to hear any other arguments or whatever. It is clear for them you cannot stay there as a black, colored, Indian, Chinese, or whatever other race you are. And we cannot say, Hashem, they are looking after their own, they are looking after their rights. No. Where is this rainbow nation that Mr. Mandela was speaking about? Did people die? Get hanged? The apartheid, did we just sweep it aside? The massacre deaths that happened, they are telling you they don't celebrate the day of reconciliation. They don't celebrate the same holidays that South Africans celebrate, but they are in South Africa, acting as if they are not from South Africa. They want their own currency, own educational system, own everything. Africans people always think they are better than the rest of us. But anyway, he then makes Gayton McKenzie acting like a small farm black boy. When one white man comes and says, "Listen, I've got what you call my laptop in the baggie. The baggie is not locked. I leave it there." Why are they doing that? Because they can see the cameras. We don't know the level of crime that is in Orania. Me and you, they will never tell us. In fact, they don't have prison system, so they're probably chasing people away. And if you think that that is now something so bizarre, so beautiful, Orania does not have a prison system. When both Jan what is Van Rysbeck came to South Africa, and all the settlers, the Portuguese settlers, when they came to South Africa, they were shocked that South Africa does not have hospitals, does not have prisons. People were living in harmony. That is how we were living. It is this colonization mindset and what they did to us that changed us as the people. Look how fluent we speak English today. Lost generation. That's what we are. One Africa, one land. That land is Africa. One Africa, one language. That language is Swahili. One Africa, one currency, and one Africa, one army. That is the Africa that we are striving for. But these political leaders don't see it. So coming back to saying no, they don't steal. I can do that in Kimberley. I can leave my car open in Kimberley. In fact, I did it today. Let me just show you guys a short video.
Die bakkies is net al net hier. Te sien. Kijk ja. Hier was het net zo. Geen probleem nie.
The problem I have with social media is that you can make anything look as if it is not. If you understand what I'm saying, you can push any narrative on social media. Here's my phones. I've got 2 phones in my car. This is my car. Here's the car keys. Leave it here and pull the handbrake for you. I'm in a shopping complex, as you guys can see. I'm going to climb out. The windows are open. The windows are open. So I'm gonna climb out of my car. Climb out of the car, and I want to push this. I want to sideline this narrative that Orania is safe and nothing is happening in Orania. As you can see, my car is standing right there. Uh, I can, now claim that because I came out of my car and there's car keys and cell phones out of my car, then it means that Kimberley is safe. Look at all the people passing here. Everyone is passing here. Is it fair to push that narrative that Kimberley is safe because my car's windows are open and there's cell phone in the cars, just like they are pushing with this Orania nonsense that they are doing? It's pure nonsense. What Orania is doing good is reporting the good of Orania. They will never report the bad of Orania. You understand? So I can stand here for hours if I wanted to, because there's nothing that is going to happen. This is one of the safest places in Kimberley in terms of cars that are getting broken into, because there's security everywhere. Understand? All types of black, white people here, no issues whatsoever. Find your everyone is here. Security is here. Everyone is here. So and it's very cold today, so let me go back to my car. But I just wanted to show you guys what is going on in terms of this Orania nonsense that has been pushed to say no, Orania is safe. Oh, here's my son coming back from, and my wife coming back. Here we go. Look, car is open. Car is not locked.
So in closing, I want to say Orania, and there's another one in Gauteng, Kleinfontein. Orania and Kleinfontein are a painful reminder that we as Africans, as South Africans, will never be united with the Afrikaner people. They will always see themselves better. They will always see themselves superior to others. And of course, I'm not saying all of them. I keep on saying this, and someone wrote on my comment to say, King, don't say it, that I have white friends. And we discuss race, me and my white friends. Of course we do, because as you can imagine, we debate a lot. And there is nice people. I don't want to paint them, all of them, with one brush. But they also acknowledge from their families, they come from families where they had to unlearn racism because they are born into it. We are far as South Africans from where we want to go. The ANC had task to perform in terms of reconciling this country, but they didn't do their job, unfortunately. So we find ourselves in a situations where we are tribal, we are cultural, separated by culture, which is not a bad thing. But once one culture sees itself better than the other culture, then that's the problem. That's where the problem begins. But let's not confuse things. Afrikaans is the most protected language in South Africa. And Afrikaans is the most spoken language by other people who are not African. Meaning, if there is a language that most South Africans speak that is not theirs, is Afrikaans. Afrikaans would be in the top 1 or 2. We're learning Afrikaans in schools. If you want a school that teaches the indigenous languages of South Africa, you're probably looking at a government school, which is rubbish. But if you want a better nyana, higher class, middle class school, your child is going to learn Afrikaans by fire, by force. Most private schools in South Africa are Afrikaans. They teach Afrikaans. So I don't understand this thing of saying Afrikaans is in danger. It's not. It's not. They must stop with that nonsense. Gayton McKenzie is dangerous. For me, I think we're forgetting that we are dealing with a criminal here. I think South Africa is just too forgiving. South Africa is too forgiving, and I'm not saying people don't deserve second chances, but not in what you call political offices. No, in political offices you don't deserve a second chance. In anything else, political and religious offices, you don't deserve second chances. You better carry yourself at the highest standard in morally, and you know, you must you don't have a right to you don't have a right to do a wrong step. Not as a president, not as a political leader. You can't rape, you can't steal, you cannot do those things that are morally incorrect in front of the eyes of the community. So you guys tell me on the comment section, do you think Africans is in danger? Do you see African people panicking because of when you walk in the street? Do you see them actually panicking that their culture has been taken away? Do you see anything on from Parliament that suggests that Africans is being taken away from its people? What makes Africans people think that we actually care enough to take their culture away from? What will we gain from doing that? Afrikaans is one of the official languages of South Africa. Well protected, more than any other language. I don't. We can debate that one. We can debate that one. We can debate it. Really, I'm ready to debate it. But when we count the amount of people, the population of African compared to any other language in South Africa, you will see that Afrikaans stands out from any other language. It's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Money. Hope you guys enjoy that. If you're new on the channel, please consider subscribing. Man, we do hot topics here. Daily commentary on things that affect us as life, on as South Africans, as Africans, and in the general population of the world. So until next time, I salute you.